Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another episode of Dave and Ped's AGcellent Adventure. I am so excited for this episode that we're going to bring you. I'm Adam Pedersen, as always, here with Mr. David Curry in the Curry Seeds Shop. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
It's great to be back.
It's great to be back. I think that you're going to thoroughly love this episode. Got
Good.
a special guest here, our second interview on this show.
Yeah.
And this is a man who understands rural Iowa well, lives in one of the premier cities in America. Some might say the world. But right now he's back in this little corner of America that I've been calling the armpit of America this summer because of the humidity and disgustingness.
So humid.
It is none other than what I refer to my friends as Harvard Derek. Mr. Lietz, Derek Lietz, coming all the way from Boston.
Good to see you, Ped.
Yeah, happy to be here with you. So excited to have you. You're going to lend. I think people are going to get excited to hear about you, your stories, your insights on rural America, and then city living and perspective on things, and maybe a few crazy stories about growing up with me, your safest friend.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, man. Dave,
Yes.
before we hop into our interview with Derek, and Derek, feel free to chime in for all of these conversations
Please
and
interject.
topics we're
We're
going
going
to
to
have.
need
Yes.
it. We're going to need it.
After all, we are just a couple cowpokes, and you're the one who went to a prestigious university. So you've got the insight, the education.
Not just the prestigious university.
Yeah. He's friends with the Winklevoss twins.
Stop it. Serious?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
I just like to say that.
Gosh, that would have been cool.
Jeremy Lin, though.
Linsanity.
Linsanity.
Oh, man.
Until Carmelo Anthony ruined that because Carmelo Anthony's a selfish whiner.
Really? What a bummer.
What a little
Linsanity.
baby.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. Jeremy Lin, were you smarter than him?
Well, he's a great guy. He's a man of faith. He's a good guy.
That doesn't mean that you weren't smarter than him.
I don't think that's the question we asked.
Wasn't directly going to answer that.
Oh, Linsanity, yeah. Good dude.
Isn't everybody that goes to Harvard? Well, I'm sure we will get into that. Go on.
All right. All right. So, Dave, this morning in church, you told me, wait, first of all, let's start with this. On the drive here, Derek, in all of his curious ways of always wanting to be educated, looks at one of these windmills. He goes, I wonder how many times it would take one of those windmills to turn to charge a cell phone. And so it got me thinking that I've seen a lot of turkey sites that are powered by just two, so it can't be that many, right? So he looked up the info. He has the answer. I thought we should have a little trivia segment.
Okay.
So I don't know, what are we going to call this? DP's Deuterific Trivia.
Okay. Wow. Off the cuff there. That was
To
good.
okay, are we talking like 0 to 100 charge? What's the parameters here?
We're charging a cell phone. Is that what you said?
cell
Charging
phone.
a cell phone from nothing.
All right. So I think the energy needed to charge a cell phone from 0 to 100, like 8 revolutions of a windmill. That could be wild.
Well, how big is the battery?
What do you think?
How
What do you
many?
mean, how big is the battery?
Oh, man.
Well,
I have
different
no
milliamp hours.
We're going to
for the
go a
battery.
typical modern iPhone 15.
With a windmill that you're seeing out here,
yeah.
which is how many kilowatt hours? How many kilowatt hours is a windmill out there?
Don't ask me.
I don't know.
I'm not the guy to ask.
I'll say it takes half a revolution.
Oh, wow. Half a revolution. What do you got, Josiah?
I think you're pretty on the spot because
no.
it can't be like that much because it's got to produce like 1 or 2 kilowatt an hour for 1 revolution or 2, right? Because it's like
I have
3
no idea
megawatts
how
an hour.
many they produce over the course of time.
Your big
That's
brain
the-
energy in me.
That's the thing.
I
'Cause you
could be
get
way
paid-
off. I could be way
Because you get
off.
paid on kilowatt hours if you're the landowner, I believe.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that's the thing that I'm not sure about is if you get paid on how many kilowatt hours it produces in a year or what the contract is. That's what makes me wonder what
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't do windmills. I did solar. So
Oh,
All right, still an advantage.
yeah, you
similar,
still probably
but
have an advantage there.
All right, Derek.
I don't know. I've done it in a while.
What is the answer?
So I would have guessed 1-ish, but
Wow, I'm high.
a 1 rotation in typical Iowa wind, because there's a lot of things this can depend
Sure.
on.
Yeah.
Right.
You can
Yeah.
ballpark. It's about 1.5 kilowatt hour. And
Okay.
charging a cell phone takes only 0.01 kilowatt hours.
Oh man.
What
So
in the
it's-
world?
So you
Dude.
could charge your phone 150 times.
Oh man.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
I didn't even say my answer. I was going to say a quarter, but it doesn't matter.
I knew it could be too much. I mean, otherwise,
I was pretty close
because
to
I
one
thought
to two.
if you plugged in your phone to the windmill and it rotated, your phone would
How could one little
explode.
teeny
That's what I
thing
was
like
thinking.
that be enough?
So you don't have to feel that guilty about using your cell phone all the time.
Yeah.
Boom.
So my guess basically could power like the White House.
Sure.
8 revolutions is what I said.
12 kilowatt hours.
Jeepers.
I don't
Samson, I was
fascinating.
way off.
That's
I don't think we've had
That's
more
great.
than one
I love that.
revolution.
Huh?
Sorry, that was
That's
a bad
great
joke.
trivia.
I didn't hear you.
It doesn't matter. Just continue.
Josiah, edit yourself out.
He's losing himself over there.
All right. All right. Well, that's. I hope everyone was inspired by that educational moment.
I loved that. So I have dad who's an engineer. My brother was an engineer. My oldest brother is an IT, extremely smart with numbers. And so when I grew up, we would drive down the road looking at these windmills, and they would try to calculate how fast the end of a windmill blade was going. So while we were driving, because they could do that, they knew that
Nerd alert.
the windmill was 90 foot long, and then you take that times the amount of time, you got a formula for how fast it's going around, and they had that all figured
Meanwhile,
out.
the windmill
Yeah.
game my dad and I were playing while traveling was called Zip. And every time you saw a windmill, you said zip. And whoever had the most zips at the end of your trip won.
What?
Also fun.
That's
Also
what
fun.
we were counting windmills while you guys are trying to figure out
No,
all sorts
no,
of crazy math formulas.
I was not good at math, so I sat there with my thumb in my mouth, probably just head sideways. Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, Derek, what were your road trips like? You were probably like doing algebra at like 3.
Well, I got my math brain, I'd say, mostly from my dad. And
Yeah.
I was a math major, and I would say my dad was still quite a bit better with numbers than I was.
he was kind of a genius.
Yeah. So he would, bring in a load of grain, and he'd need to multiply the price and, multiply 3-digit numbers, and he'd just read off whatever the answer was. I was like, geez,
Wow.
how could you do that?
That's amazing.
But for me, road trips were mostly Game Boy.
All right.
Also classic,
He's one of
classic,
us.
classic.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
still have one of those upstairs, I think. I need to throw some batteries in it and see if
Classic.
it works.
All right, Dave. You said that you had a man segment for us. This reminds me of Tool Time.
I wouldn't know. I don't know if I'd call it a man segment. Have you ever seen the
Don't
art
say
of,
BuzzFeed.
Art of Manliness?
Okay.
Yeah,
thank
it's a
goodness.
book.
Well, I think there's also like a website and a podcast out there.
Okay.
And I was just thinking, I wonder how I would score on a test of manliness.
I like it.
I didn't see one on the Art of Manliness, but I Googled man test.
Oh, here we
Manliness
go. I
test.
cannot wait
Oh,
to
boy.
answer this.
So let's get
I
started.
guarantee you
Let's
I
get
am
started.
half a man.
All right. First question. First question. Are you the type of person who likes video games?
Golly. I used to, but not anymore.
Are you keeping score? We probably should keep score. Just make tallies for each one of us. Look at him. He's like,
Oh.
do I have something to make tallies with?
Well, I had to use my phone for over there.
Oh, okay.
Now you're giving them work.
All right. Each just keep track of what you say. We'll see.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Because I
do
actually
What
don't
was the-
know
I know,
how.
I know.
I
I'll
actually
write it
don't know
down.
the weights of each question's answers. But let's just say, just go ahead. We'll figure it out later.
I would say no. I do not play video games. I mean, I literally haven't in years.
It doesn't say, do you play them? Do you like them? Would you play them if you had time?
No.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. I said no. All right. Next question. And so we're 50-50 on guys that like them and don't like them.
Okay.
How often do you work out? Every day, every other day, once a week, twice a week, or a few times a month, or never?
Well, what's 5 times a week count as?
I put every day. That's
Okay.
every day then.
Yeah.
Once a week.
Okay. Do you currently have a man cave?
No.
And I think man cave is your own definition of what you would like to do as a guy.
I think this is a man cave in that sense.
I know I do not. Derek most definitely does. He just built a set.
I was just-
I
you were just saying.
just built one.
All right.
It's
so
freaking
he's a
nice.
for sure.
It's
All right.
nice for real.
All right.
No, I don't have one. I live in a shoebox.
Okay. Would you describe yourself as a leader or a follower?
Ooh, definitely a leader.
Leader.
Depends on the circumstance.
It says it depends on the situation is one of the answers. Yes.
Nice.
Okay. let's see here. Which of these manly movies would you watch on a Friday night? Fight Club, Top Gun, Gladiator, or Wolf of Wall Street?
Oh my gosh, they're all amazing.
I know.
Oh boy, I gotta go Top Gun.
Probably Fight Club.
Ooh, I'm saying Gladiator. Yeah.
So
Yeah. There's so many good ones. So many good ones. Okay. Which of these manly sports would you play? Football, basketball, soccer, or baseball?
Oh Lord, I mean, baseball's probably my favorite, but football.
Football. I said basketball.
Yeah, if I have to choose nowadays, it'd be basketball.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Next, what's the most attractive part about yourself? Muscles, face, personality, or eyes?
Is there E, all of the above?
That's what I was having trouble picking. You know? I was having trouble picking.
Boy. Muscles.
Muscles.
I'm going muscles.
I put personality.
The one time a girl ever complimented me in high school is my eyes.
All right. There we go. There we go. How long does it take you to get ready for work? Less than 5 minutes. Between 5 and 15. Between 15 and 30. And over 30 minutes.
Less than 5.
Less than 5.
Yeah.
Less than 5.
Yes. Good job, everybody. On a scale of 1 to 5, how much confidence do you have in yourself? 5, 4, 3, or 1 to 2?
Oh my. 8.
That's what I was like. It's like, Ben's going to crush this.
5. Whether
I
it's
said 4. I said 4, you know?
mine's rational or not, it's a 5. Derek?
4.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, good. Do you cry when you watch romantic movies? You for sure do.
I'm a crier.
Yeah, you for sure do.
My freaking Pedersen cousin gets up on stage at church today and just starts bawling her eyes out while talking. I was like, it's the Pedersen emotional gene, man.
That's amazing. All right.
Derek, what'd you
Not movies. I would cry at a wedding though.
Oh, okay. I won't at a movie. How well can you cook burgers and steaks on the grill? Very well, somewhat well, not very well. I don't know how to turn a grill on.
very well, but medium rare. That question would be
There you go.
confusing.
Yeah.
Very well.
I said somewhat well because every once in a while I'll mess it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm out there with a meat thermometer.
Okay.
I'm below somewhat well.
Okay. So you're like, you're better than not very
I can
well,
turn a
but
grill
you're
on.
not like great. All right. How do you feel about asking for help in life?
Oh, I'm not afraid to ask for help.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes I think I have all the answers, but I also am a little bit, sometimes maybe a little self-conscious, and I'll ask for help.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just said it depends on the problem.
Yeah, I'd ask for help if you know,
Definitely
no one's
depends
good
on
at
the
everything.
problem.
That's right. Okay. Good job,
It
guys.
definitely depends on the problem.
All right. Next. Would you ever ask your crush for their number?
Oh, yeah. Dude, how are you going to know if she likes you or not if you don't ask her?
Yeah. Well, I'm married already, so I feel like I already
Yeah.
accomplished this. Yeah. Let's see.
And you guys are both married.
I guess I
Living the
also
dream.
met her online though, so that really took care of the problem for me.
There you go.
Your personality is similar to which of these male celebrities? This is great. Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Gosling, or Justin Bieber?
Oh, I'm for sure going Hugh Jackman because he's also kind of a fancy boy and loves to sing.
All right. Hugh Jackman. Nice.
He's very musical.
Yeah, I would have gone Hugh Jackman, his real life personality, not his movie personality
I
necessarily.
don't know if I could distinguish the two. I'm like Wolverine.
He's like big like Broadway musical guy.
Okay. In my head, I'm thinking Wolverine.
Yeah, he's not really Wolverine.
All right, okay.
In real life.
On the other thing. So I've got Hugh Jackman on one side, and then I got Justin Bieber on the other side, which is
You kind of look like the Biebs.
addict, ADHD,
Yeah.
depression.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. And I asked Kelly, I said, what's the difference between Ryan Gosling and Jake Gyllenhaal? She's like, well,
Gosling's awesome.
Jake Gyllenhaal's kind of mopey. So she's like, Ryan Gosling, I guess.
Kind of mopey.
You have a little bit of a Gosling vibe.
Oh, thank you. I think
must
that means
say.
confidence.
Yeah.
What's the movie? Crazy, is it Crazy Love?
Crazy Stupid Love.
Crazy Stupid Love.
Incredible movie.
Yeah.
Emma Stone, Steve Carell,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Juliana Margulies. Great movie.
All right, let's see. All right, I'm getting these are kind of long. We don't need to keep going, but I feel like we each have
We're man to
passed
man.
the manly test.
Yeah.
The other one that I was thinking of in my head was, this is really manly. Have you ever killed something and then eaten it?
Do humans count?
No. That was,
That is a
you just crushed the algorithm.
that is
You just crushed the algorithm, man.
Yes. Pheasant
Okay.
and fish Does that count?
I think we count fish.
Yeah, fishing is
It's just like a half
kind
point.
of borderline.
Yeah, it's kind of half point.
So pheasant and fish, yeah.
Yeah.
I've killed a lot of rabbit, squirrels and stuff, but I've never
Right.
eaten them.
I have done that also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, I killed a baby rabbit with a trimmer. It was really bad.
Yeah, that's a bad
It
experience.
took a while to die.
Yeah. Oh,
I tried so hard to save that.
Derek's giving it CPR.
the algorithm man is getting hammered today. You didn't eat him though, so that doesn't count.
I didn't eat them.
All right. All right. And I have fished before, but I haven't done any pheasant hunting or deer hunting. So I was like, well, maybe it's time for me to step up.
Yeah, I never done deer.
Step up my manly card a little bit.
When I think of like man, I think of like the Robertsons,
Yeah.
but more like Jace
Exactly.
and Phil.
Yeah.
Like they are out in
Yeah.
the woods bringing home groceries from
Right.
the woods.
Right.
But they love the Lord. They have great morals. Like I feel like that's man.
That's true. I agree with you.
Yeah.
When I think about that manliness, I think I'm a far inferior.
Yeah, godly manliness. They treat their wives right. They respect people, and they can provide. Bring home the bacon.
I was a part of a group of guys last year that we killed a hog,
Yeah,
butchered it, and then roasted it.
and it tasted great.
And I feel like that qualifies.
Oh yeah,
That was a pretty manly experience.
it tasted so good.
It was really fun.
Yeah,
That was really fun. Although I will say that our friend Chris did a majority of the work on the slaughtering part. That was pretty fascinating. He was actually very skillful with a knife, surprisingly.
man, that's a man right there.
That is a man. That's what I thought too.
I love it.
All right, there you go. There's my man
Awesome.
segment.
All right, Derek, you ready for that seat to warm up and become the hot seat?
All right.
All right, so I want to give a little background here on Derek. So he grew up on a farm in Alta, a little bit west of Alta. His father, my father, very good friends. Derek and I have been super close since like third grade, probably.
Yep.
Roughly, something like that. Same sports teams growing up. Always our dads coaching together. But he has like I said, he has a very unique perspective. Grew up on a farm, understands the rural lifestyle, worked on a farm like a lot in high school growing up. Like got paid by his dad. I can't wait for you to like explain the whole payment tier, how you guys did that. But yeah, and then obviously we said he went to Harvard. I think we all knew early on, like in third grade, we were all like, our classmate's a genius. He was clearly light years above the rest of us in smarts. Sorry if this makes you uncomfortable, but it's the truth. And so he's a great dude. He's going to have great perspective. But you'll learn more about him as we go here. But I thought you should just tell us a little bit about yourself. I kind of already said a lot about you, but tell us about yourself, maybe growing up a farm, work ethic, lessons you learned, just your childhood in rural Iowa.
Yeah. Well, so first off, I would say no one ever talked me up in high school, mostly, or elementary school. Everybody was trying to bring me down.
Yeah.
Got to level it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But
We kinda were.
it was, and I didn't always, occasionally, maybe I would make some mistakes that would seem to others as though I lacked common sense. Occasionally.
A couple times here and there.
And then even, if it only happened once or twice, and then I would be reminded of it every day
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Stereotype exists for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from my perspective, I didn't fumble the ball that much, but
Yeah.
But everybody noticed when you did.
maybe it did
Everybody
happen a
noticed
time or
when you
two.
Yeah. Fair.
But I love growing up on the farm. Wouldn't trade it for anything. I think a lot of people in the city would look at farm kids and think, they're missing out on what all my kids can do in the city.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's a really good life growing up out here on a farm.
Yeah, you learn, that's kind of the main theme of this. We just like the episode that just recently came out, actually, I was talking about how you learn to use like tie down straps and tools and stuff like that. Like I'm sure your skills have been very valuable out in in Boston, helping friends just with tools and fixing things and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. In my dorm, in my group of guys, we had 8 guys in my freshman year.
Yeah.
And they didn't know how to do a lot of basic things. It was kind of surprising. So, taught them all how to do laundry or things like that.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So tell the audience and Dave, I've heard this story. I mean, lived it with you, but you're kind of how your dad set up the work schedule for you and your brothers, and like getting paid and like investments and teaching you how it worked, like sending you to town to pay for things and all that stuff to kind of understand the farm life and how it works and all that. Yeah.
So pretty much all summer we're out working. We have some land in Alta. We also have land in Pocahontas. So it's 40 minutes, 45. But my brothers and I would go out, and typically all three of us are trying to help Dad with something, and we're repairing a tractor, or we're mowing the lawn, or we're emptying a grain bin or whatever, fixing an electric fence. And we would get paid $4 an hour, but $3 of that went into a college fund. And so from when we were very little, we were like, what's college? Why do we have to take away all of our money and put it for college?
I want to spend it on Skittles and Mountain Dew.
I would work, 6-hour day or whatever as a kid, and then he'd give me $6. And I just thought, this is a rip. But the best part, sometimes we'd go out, we would bring friends out, especially when you're bean walking, you want to have a big crew, get through it quicker. We would do the bean walking day, and at the end, my dad would go and he's going to pay everybody. And he would say, all right, well, first you got to pay the fee for your hoe rental. Then you got to pay the water fee. And then, the fee for
legend.
You're on my property this whole time. So, renting the property. So, Russ Hinkledye, you owe me $18.
Yes. That's great.
Yeah, you got to teach them about expenses.
That's right. That's right.
Life lessons.
Yeah.
Life lessons. And then when you work for Mike Pedersen, he pays a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
My dad did pay pretty well for all the hay bale.
I don't know if he paid you well, but he sure paid your friends well.
I felt like I was making good money.
Yeah.
Did you put your name on the board ever at the grocery store?
No.
You grew up on a farm. You probably didn't need to do that.
I haven't. No, we were talking about how in Daryl's Food Town, there'd be the big piece of paper with all the farmers' phone numbers on them and their name and like what they needed help with.
Looking for
high school kids.
Job board.
That's right.
Yeah, the job board.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think the Dean machine was ever on there.
Yeah. No.
'Cause he had 3 boys out there working for him.
Any day we didn't have sports, we were out working.
Yeah.
And in my experience, the work ethic that we developed even since we were very young, was very different than a lot of the other students that I met at Harvard, and even a lot of my colleagues. So, a lot of times there were people who were smarter than me, but they didn't work as hard. So it's a
Work
good
ethic,
thing.
baby.
Yep.
It's part of it, man.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
Yeah, true. Dave, you got any questions over there? You want me to keep rolling here?
Man,
I got a lot more.
I got more like Boston questions.
we'll get there then.
Yeah, we'll get in there.
So your rural America childhood, adolescence, you talked about it a little. I got to know, like when we were in school, did you get bored?
Oh yeah.
Because
honestly,
it was so beneath you.
All the time.
Alta school. Derek was like the most, I'm not kidding you. I'm not trying to just, because you're here, just gas you up on the pod. He's like the most patient, kind person. Everyone in school wanted help with their schoolwork from Derek. And he would help everyone, be patient, not make fun of you if like he's clearly knew how to do the work, but other people asked. It's like a very endearing quality.
That is a great quality.
And he does it still as an adult, like giving charity work. Like it just has carried on through your whole life. I think a lot of that comes from like your dad too, teaching to be and the farm teaches that too, to kind of humble you.
Yeah.
Obviously hasn't worked on me, but to be a kind person and a giving person.
Yeah.
But if we would have been switched, I had your brain, I would have told everyone in class to please leave me alone. I'm done with my homework. I'm going to focus on me. Instead, Derek's basically the second teacher in the room, helping everyone.
Yeah.
As like a 10-year-old.
would say, if you could just go ahead and not bother me, that would be great.
That would be great.
I have a very vivid memory of being like 5th grade. Our teacher sat us in like clumps of 6, like quads of 6 at desks. And man, I was so pumped that Derek was at mine because I knew he was going to help me with homework. It's a random memory I have in the classroom.
That's amazing.
So some classes are like information absorbing, like history class. I'm not bored in history class because I don't know that information. I have to absorb it all.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's math class and you get the concept explained to you.
Sure.
And then the one kid in the class that really doesn't get it asks 13 times the same.
Yeah.
Explain that again, please.
Yeah.
And so, some of why I would help people was like, if I help this person, then we could move on to the next topic.
And then I can get to the next spot.
Oh man.
I find it amazing that typically, as maybe as our generations progress and there's more kids getting more schooling and the diverse education opportunities, maybe that changes a little bit. But when our parents were in school, a majority of them grew up here. So they were farm kids raised by farmers. And even in this area where there wasn't incredible education for maybe our parents or their parents, there are still genetics at play that create geniuses.
True.
More often than you would think.
Yeah.
Right?
Very true.
And we have a good friend who went on to be a physics professor or physics major at Bethel, and then went on to become a mechanical engineering grad student from University of Purdue, which is like where you go if you want to be an astronaut, you know. And he was just a kid, went to school, but he was in Calc 1 when we were in 8th grade, and you're like, golly sakes, how does this click so easily,
Yeah.
But it's amazing how God puts genetics at play to just create amazing brains. It really is cool.
It is.
It really is cool.
It is. Wouldn't know that, but I've seen it in other people.
I'm right there with you, man. The gift of gab.
Yeah.
How about that?
Before we dive into some Harvard stuff here, you brought up your dad. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. It's been 2 years now, 3 years. And I was thinking, like, you hear that one song, "Everyone Dies Famous in a Small Town," that country song, and you think of like every town as like those people that are like the small town legends. That was his dad. His dad like embodied small town, like rural, giving, hard work. He had us all out to like walk beans, work on the farm, and it was like our payment for him buying us all of our jerseys and gear and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
For sports. And he was just always like the basketball coach, did hours upon hours upon hours of. I don't think he actually ever took a paycheck, did he? Volunteer?
It was the paycheck he got was so small as to not really matter.
Just so many hours leading the basketball program in the off season, little kid tournaments and stuff. And he's kind of like, just you think of like those small town legends that everyone knows. And that was definitely him. He was, he was like so good at like teaching, like instilling like the rural America lifestyle into kids and stuff.
Yeah. So after he died, I came back out here and the team was going to play. I think we were playing like an away game at Galva Holstein or something. And the other team had a moment of silence for Dean in their gym. And
that's awesome.
I was like, man,
that's cool.
Oh, everyone knew who he was.
Really
Everyone
cool.
loved him.
Yeah.
He was an unbelievable coach. Shoot, I had a question. I forgot it. See, I don't have the big brain thing.
Gab through it.
Anyway, yeah, he was. It was. I was just thinking of that. He was like every town has like that person that everyone loved. Everyone knew. Everyone has a hilarious story, and he never thought of himself. He was always thinking of other people. He would take us to Royals games, Twins games, Chiefs game. Had the giant conversion van that like 15 kids could fit in when we were third grade.
Yeah.
Take us to football games and stuff in it. So much fun.
So he was a farmer.
He was a farmer.
You probably, I don't know. Did you ever play Alta in basketball in high school?
We would have, but we lost as the number 2 seed in our district when Alta was number 1.
He was
we lost to Aurelia, and then
he was the
Alta
assistant
lost to
then.
Aurelia.
So you probably would have seen. You would have seen him. He was the assistant then.
Oh man.
But what were you going to say?
Well, so he was a farmer by trade. What was his education? You said he was excellent with numbers.
So he went to Iowa State.
Okay.
He did an ag engineering
That's
degree.
what my dad did too.
Yep.
Yeah.
A massive cyclone fan.
Yeah.
He met Mom there.
Sure.
They actually came back, finished their last year BV. But
Oh, okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, he worked. My dad actually also. I think my dad had told me they did. They worked at when they first started farming. Worked at Pizza Hut in the winter, make a little extra scratch because
Yeah.
you're
Everybody
poor
did
farmers
that.
back then.
Yeah, you got that
Your
job.
secondary job was working at Pizza Hut and
Yeah.
delivering or in the kitchen or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like $3.50 an hour back then.
Yeah.
So
Something like that.
we just had our 20th class reunion, high school class reunion. One of the guys told me that even after I was gone after college, my dean was just a father to every kid in town.
Yeah.
And every kid knew Dean and loved Dean. And it's very inspiring for me.
Yeah.
That's
and
cool.
in fact, my dad told me, I said, you've been just an awesome dad. Like, how can I ever repay you?
Yeah.
And he said, you just go and be the best dad you can for your kids.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best payment.
That's
I think you're doing all right.
I'm trying,
I'll let you know if you- I'll let you know
Sometimes
if you
I don't feel like I can live up to it.
I'll let you know if you stink at it.
Do you have children?
I have a 8 and a 5-year-old.
Okay.
And the 8-year-old daughter is like already like smarter than like most teenagers. She's like legit. She's doing. I've witnessed
That's
it.
awesome.
I've witnessed it. She's as
That's
smart as
cool.
me, basically.
Genetics, man. Isn't that amazing? Genetics.
There's a TikTok video of his dad. So his dad was fiery, like fist bumps, yelling at you, box out, get fired up, gassing the team up. There's a TikTok video that someone is like one of those Iowa basketball films, like account or something like that,
Okay.
of Alta getting a steal, and then it like goes into slow motion, and they get this fast break layup to get cap like an 8-0 run, and it pans to the sideline, and his dad is like in slow motion, just like freaking out, just fist bump, and it got like hundreds of thousands of views on
Wow,
TikTok.
yeah.
It's the funniest thing ever. All the comments are just hilarious of him. I wish I didn't save the video.
Pretty fiery.
I wish I would have had it.
That was his 15 seconds of fame.
Dude,
There you go.
the man loved basketball. So yeah, we had out at his farm, we'd go out and work, and then his dad set up a hoop up in the haymount.
Sure.
So we go up there and you can play
Oh,
basketball in
yeah.
the winter in the haymount.
Get your allergies taken care of and your basketball practice.
And
Great.
there was cows and pigs below us. So
Oh, yeah.
the heat rises. It's like
Yeah.
45 in there in the winter.
Yeah.
You're out there playing basketball and just t-shirt basically.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
That's
the
really
old
cool.
haymount hoop. All right. Let's talk Harvard, shall we?
All right.
So we talked about how Alta was boring for you and beneath you and all that.
Wow.
I have a way with twisting words.
Putting words in your mouth there.
So you go to Harvard. What was the biggest adjustment from how you grew up in a town of 2,000 people? Everyone knows everyone. You could be in a million activities and, there's corn everywhere and beans everywhere, to all of a sudden now you're in Boston, a
Yeah.
major city, like one of the big 5 in the country, whatever they talk about. Did you acclimate quickly to city life? Was it a shocking eye opener? Nervous? How did it go?
So I would say overall it took me 10 years to acclimate.
Oh, wow.
So no.
Yeah.
When
Longer than I thought.
When I got in, started meeting the other freshmen,
Yeah.
It just was striking how different everybody was.
Mm-hmm.
Like very little shared culture or even shared values. Just anything that you could imagine, like
Mm-hmm.
crazy different people that had all kinds of different views. And it meant it was hard to peg people. It was hard to know what people were saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just the most straightforward person and will say
Yeah.
whatever's on my mind and
You
say
are very
exactly what I
straightforward.
mean. And people would be, what did you mean by that?
What I said. That's what I
The
mean.
words came out of my mouth. Well, what didn't you understand?
Right. So it was definitely a challenge. And then the just insane level of ambition that all my classmates had. So all the different, the big thing about Harvard is they collect people. They collect different types of people, and every Ivy League school has their kind of thing. So it's actually not just the smartest people. There are smarter people at other schools for sure.
Okay.
But it's the weird people. Like there's a room for one world yo-yo champion at Harvard. There's room for one, really good swimmer, diving champion,
Yeah.
or whatever. Someone who knows horses really, really well, and someone who's really into like dark magic or something, like anything. So you get this group of kids together, and everybody's still pretty good test scores, pretty good GPA,
Yeah,
et
they're
cetera.
still standards.
They're still standards.
Yeah.
But it's more weirdos.
Wow.
And
No wonder they took you.
yeah, so I was the farmer. I was the Iowa farmer. They mentioned it on one of the recruiting videos that my mom sent to me.
Really?
We even have an Iowa farmer.
That's amazing.
So
Wow.
they really,
amazing.
really pride
Wow.
themselves in collecting a unique, eccentric class. Except for the third of the class that's kids of rich people because somebody has to pay for everything.
There we go. There's the kicker.
We still need to fund that endowment.
I was wondering where all the money came from.
You still need the money. If you're rich enough, your
You're
kid's
getting
going
in.
to Harvard.
Okay, all right. That makes sense. There we go.
Oh, man.
Wow, eclectic. I never would have guessed that was a goal.
Yes.
Was to try and just diversify the amount of people we can shove in these buildings.
Right.
To no end,
Yeah. So I fit in the slot of Iowa farmer.
Wow. And there was one of you that
One of me
wow.
each year,
Yeah. Yeah.
He did tell me that there was 6 Iowans while he was there, and you were the only white Iowan.
Yeah.
The rest, there was some Indian from where was it, Cedar Rapids or something you said,
Yeah.
or I don't remember where you said.
One of them's currently state rep for Southwest Iowa.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Moved back home after Harvard.
Came back home.
Wow, more power to you. So go ahead, buddy.
Man, so describe to me the layout. Boston, large city.
Yep.
Is Harvard in the city of Boston?
So there's a river, Cambridge River. You cross the river and you're in Cambridge.
Okay.
And it's a bit of a different experience in Cambridge.
Okay.
Because Cambridge is, Boston is huge
Right.
skyscrapers.
That's what I was kind of wondering.
And everything's big, but not as much like money per square foot.
Sure.
And in Cambridge, it just everything feels like wealth.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So you go across the river, you walk through MIT, then you get to Harvard.
I kind of wondered because I knew they were close.
They're right next to each other.
Yeah. Okay.
You can cross-register for classes.
You share the brain power.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's like after you cross MIT, there's 100 small companies that are founded by Harvard and MIT people, and then you get to Harvard.
Okay.
So it's just super cool.
Wow.
It was another thing that struck me, just really well run. Like everything that you would expect to be organized in a certain way to make the university work was done well.
Okay.
And
darn.
I haven't experienced that after leaving Harvard. The
Yeah.
workplace is not
Right.
necessarily organized so well.
Sure. Did you always want to go to Harvard? Was that the goal? Like, at what point did
no.
Harvard become an option?
Yeah. So that's a good story. So my junior year, I think, right? We got called out of class to do the PSAT test.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never heard of this test
Yeah.
before.
No, I don't think anybody had until they got called out of the room.
Right. So
I wasn't doing it.
announcement on the loudspeaker. Hey, you can skip class if you want to go down and take this. They didn't say it quite like
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
Take this PSAT test. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever.
Not me. I said, I'm good. I'm taking my ACT 21 to Northern Iowa.
Yeah. So I found out like all my other Harvard classmates were like preparing hardcore for this test for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I just took it
On a
having
whim.
zero prep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I scored at a level where they're like, oh, okay,
He got on the radar.
this is interesting. Got
Yeah.
on the radar.
Yeah.
They called my house.
Sure.
The Harvard recruiter called my house
Wow.
and said, you should really apply. So that was how it got on my radar.
They're like,
Wow.
ooh, we need another farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't filled that slot yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild. I remember the night that he told me on MSN Messenger.
Oh, yes. Classic.
He said, hey, so I got into Harvard, casual. Derek has a way of like just casually saying very big news.
It's pretty monster news.
Yeah.
And so the next day I'm like parading him through the hallways before school, telling everyone. And everyone is like freaking out because
Yeah.
this is a big deal
It's
in a
huge
small
deal.
school.
Huge deal.
So, but anyway, I didn't know the PSAT thing.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
then
kinda
so
cool.
you got, how quick was that turnaround to application to acceptance? Because I would assume that Harvard would have an incredibly stringent lengthy, we're going to interview 14 times before we bring you in sort of thing.
So I did have to do the SAT. So I had to drive to...
Which nobody in this area does.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah.
I had
Not
to
at all.
drive to Sioux City to take that.
Okay.
And then I missed like 3 questions, and I still remember them, and I'm still pissed off about it. But then awesome. I had to do an interview, and it just so happened that the interviewer played French horn. And
here we go. There's your in.
I was in. I played French horn.
Yes.
My mom played French horn.
Awesome.
It's not a popular instrument.
No.
But
This was God working his plan out.
Absolutely was.
Yeah.
It's just my recruiter's name was Angel.
Nice.
And just everything lined up.
Yeah. How about
That's
that?
incredible.
Yeah. He's talking about the SAT. We rode together to take the ACTs in high school.
Okay.
I took it the Saturday after we played at Inwood, West Lion football.
Yeah.
We were good, but boy, we were sore. They hit hard at West Lion. And I'm tired. I'm sore. I fell asleep for part of the reading. Derek wakes me up. We're sitting beside each other, wakes me up, and I just like, see. But we're in my truck. We're in my truck driving home after the ACTs, and we're kind of quiet. All of a sudden he goes, shoot. He like jumps up, shoot. And my dash is all dusty, and he like starts doing a math problem. This is a true story. And he goes, I missed that one. I knew it. And I think you missed 2 total.
No, you know what it was? It was an angular momentum problem. So it was related to those freaking windmills.
Yeah. Yes. This is amazing.
And basically, I was watching Derek have the realization that he didn't get a perfect score.
Yeah.
But what'd you get, 35?
35.
Yeah, missed that one.
Man, so close.
Tough cookies.
So close. Could you go get it? Could you get a 36 on that today?
I'm out of practice, but I would assume so.
There you go.
Like Toby Keith says, I'm as good once as I ever was.
There you go. Yeah.
So you mentioned how you're like straightforward, to the point, and it took you a while to understand like the social thing out there. What was your interactions like? You might have probably had some crazy ones, maybe some scary ones, because in the Midwest, it's kind of like, yeah, we'll forgive you, or it's okay, take your time, or start over. Yeah. Like we're just kind of chill. And out there, I imagine like you get like one chance to say something right, or do an order right, or do something before they're like, get out of my face or something. What was the interactions like Alta versus Boston as you were adjusting?
Yeah. Well, I could tell some stories that make me look good and some that don't.
You should share one of each.
Okay. So first physics lecture, kid in front of me forgets his physics textbook in the hall. So I get the book, I find his name. I look him up on the student directory and find out where his dorm is. I go and knock on his door.
Good grief.
I'm going to give his textbook back, right?
Okay.
Because he just left his $100 textbook.
Yeah.
The kid opens the door and he's like extremely embarrassed, and he can't believe that I would be there giving him his textbook back. And he's trying to pay me $100. And I was like, dude, this took me like 5 minutes. Okay. He's like not looking me in the eyes. He's like trying to shove $100 bill at me to make his embarrassment go away or something like that.
Yeah.
So eventually,
and you're just being a nice Midwesterner.
Just take the textbook.
Yeah, literally.
This is not a big deal, man. But one other thing was, and some of these might be Midwest, some of them might be just me.
Clarification.
But there was this girl freshman year. We were walking over to lunch together, and we go to the revolving door, and I get in the same section of the revolving door with her.
Yeah. Sure.
And so we're like walking through, and she looks back at me like, "What are you doing?" She
thinks you're a creeper.
Yeah. So she thought I was a creeper. And then she turned around and she's like, "What is up with you? Like, what is your problem?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I couldn't figure out what she was on, right? Like, she clearly had a problem with me now, but I could not for the life of me figure out what it was. It's like, what did I do wrong?
The most innocent person of all time.
A week later, she told me that you're not supposed to go in 2 at a time into the revolving doors. I was like, that was it? That was the only reason you weren't talking to me for like a week?
I can see how that'd be a little bit of you, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do that, but I also don't think it's like a huge deal.
Yeah.
it's been so long since I've been in a revolving door. I can't even imagine the space required to fit two people in it. Would that be a tight fit?
It was fairly tight.
Yeah, you're kind of doing the penguin
in
shuffle.
retrospect, it wasn't.
Maybe not the best.
It wasn't the best
plan.
move.
You're kind of doing the penguin shuffle, not to step on each other's ankles.
Yeah. But
Nobody's getting in the revolving door with you, Ben.
I did.
What you're saying?
Nope, I'm a solo rider,
They're
baby.
solo.
when we were freshmen, our group of dorm, I don't remember what it's called, section, 30 people. We had to say, what's your career goal, right? And of those 30 people, 6 of them said, I'm going to be the president of the United States.
Wow.
Completely serious.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was like,
I guess
okay.
if
A
people
lot
are
of
gonna be saying
ambition,
it-
but not a whole lot of work ethic on those people.
I was like, I said something like, I just want to make enough money to feed my family.
yeah,
I was the only one that said anything like that.
yeah. Well, you're living your dream. You're making enough money to feed your family and give to charity.
Yeah.
man. So are you out in 4 years at Harvard?
Yeah.
Done in 4?
Almost everybody is.
Yeah.
They push you really hard.
I
to
didn't know if
finish
that
in
would
4
be
years.
like 3.5,
Good.
or I
Yeah.
don't know if it's a
Yeah.
sped up deal or.
You want to share like what some of your weekly workload was like?
Yeah.
It sounded
yeah, hectic. I bet.
unenjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, man, I had to have fun in college.
So freshman year was not actually that bad.
Okay.
It was still a huge step up from high school.
Sure.
Right. Like we didn't have a ton of work in high school.
No, Alta was easy.
I would say,
Yeah, it was
maybe
easy for me. It was easy
maybe
for you.
like a half hour a day.
Yeah, very easy.
outside school tops.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing like 4 hours of class, 6 hours of homework.
Yeah.
And by the time when I was a junior, though, I was doing like an all-nighter every week just to stay afloat.
Just keep up.
Kids were doing their workout in the gym. You're on the bike or whatever. And if you don't have a textbook in front of you and you're like studying as you're working out, people
Yeah.
are judging you.
Really.
So the one
All this free time.
the one trait that every Harvard student had probably in excess was ambition.
Yeah.
And it leads to some really great people doing really great things and some not.
Yeah.
Well, some probably like mental breakdowns.
Yeah.
Trying to reach that ambition and like overworking yourself, pressure on yourself. And yeah, my ambition was to be the most popular guy at every party at college.
How'd that go?
I was pretty dang good at it. I'm not gonna lie.
I bet you were.
Here's one of my Harvard party experiences. So we show up at the party. This person's working on their junior thesis. It's their birthday.
That's so funny.
That is the worst party already.
It
Working
gets
on the
worse.
Junior theater.
man.
Thesis.
We had, drinks and food, and we're going into her dorm, and she's like, I don't, and 15 minutes later, she's like, okay, everybody out, party's over. I got to get back to studying.
Got stuff to do around here.
And
birthday to me.
And everybody else, and I was like, well, this is a really lame party. And everybody else was more like, oh, good, now I can go study too. I didn't want to be here.
I was like doing this out of obligation.
I was feeling really bad to be here.
Oh man.
Man, talk about different college experiences.
Different experiences. Woo. Wow.
What was you go from rural America to, what was the diversity? I mean, I don't want to say, you just don't kind of, I'm not saying this in a bad way.
Okay.
You do not pay attention to like social things and really have an opinion on it. You're just like innocently existing, not judging people. You judge less than anyone I've ever known. So maybe the diversity wasn't a big adjustment for you, but you go from rural America where for the most part, we all look the same, kind of think the same, to where Harvard is like intentionally bringing in diversity. Plus you're just in a major city in general. Was the diversity like kind of a weird adjustment when you look around and all of a sudden see a sea of humanity that is so different?
Yeah. So first off, I was, you may not believe this, fairly cool and popular at Harvard. I was not in Alta, but I saw how cool people acted.
Yeah.
And I figured I could try it.
Oh, here we go, baby.
Yeah.
You know?
Here we go.
I'm out in a new situation,
Yeah.
and many of these kids are from schools of 1,000, 2,000 kids, right?
Yeah.
And so I might not have been cool, but I still hung out with the cool people. And these kids just stuck to their social circles and never hang out with the cool people.
Yeah.
So I had to like organize all our social events and get people together and talk and kind of keep the conversation flowing and ask questions and all that.
I feel it was like a
amazing.
proud dad moment for me.
Yeah. So honestly,
For Ped.
it was Ped's education that
That's incredible.
helped me more than anything else.
Oh man.
Social education.
There it is.
That kind of education.
Social education.
Not book education.
Yeah.
Ped PhD right there.
If Brett listens to this episode, it was Adam and Brett.
There you go.
Yeah, our high school friend groups likes to take a little bit of credit
Yeah.
for you, but not that much.
Okay, here you go,
No, go ahead,
Boston.
buddy. I want you to ask some
legal
questions, yeah.
seafood.
Yes.
The best
Legal?
It's quite good.
Did you say legal?
legal seafood.
What is that?
Can you give some background?
So it's a seafood place,
Okay.
but it's not super fancy, but it's not like the Olive Garden, right?
Okay.
It's quite good and it's reasonably priced.
Yeah, so like the everyman can eat it.
The everyman can eat it,
Okay.
but it is very top for for what it is.
You're making me
So,
hungry.
correct me if I'm wrong. Legal seafood was a name in establishing a lot of the FDA's rules and regulations on seafood acquisition, production,
Really?
and that sort
Yeah.
of stuff. So I've only been to Boston once, and it was kind of a through. When I worked in college sports, we were doing a water polo tournament at Brown. So we flew into Boston and then we drove up, and then there was a big nor'easter and we got stuck at Brown for 2-3 days or whatever. But anyway, the night we flew into Boston, we stayed on the Long Wharf and then we ate at Legal Seafood, and we didn't have a budget. It was the best, one of the
That's
probably
incredible.
top 3 or 4 meals of my existence.
you bet.
That's amazing.
It was unbelievable. Yeah.
Just the other day, I was talking about how I've been craving a seafood feast. When we went out for his wedding, we went to a few different places. One of the places was called the Barking Crab. It was amazing. We were literally eating seafood that had been caught like within the last 10 hours.
Yeah.
It was just we butter everywhere. We were eating lobster because I was like, if we're here, I'm going all out. So
Yeah.
I was like pretty darn poor at the time, but I
Yeah.
spent a lot of money at his wedding.
Yeah.
Because we got crab legs, lobster, scallop, fresh clams, and we were eating it and sitting right on the river, and like literally 100 yards away, we're like seeing the city of Boston in the background.
Yes.
It was like a movie scene.
The experience I've had 2 or 3 of these meals in my life where one was in San Diego, you're sitting next to the beach and you're eating amazing food, and the setting is so vastly different than what we are used
Yeah,
to
and it makes
here.
it better.
It totally changes the environment and
Yeah.
your experience, and it engraves it into your brain to be something that you'll never forget. Legal seafood
Truly.
has one of those in my brain.
So I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of rebellious streak in seafood restaurants, I think. Our favorite one for a long time was called the No Name Fish Restaurant.
Okay.
Because
What do you mean rebellious streak?
well, they started the restaurant and they didn't have a name for the restaurant.
Okay.
And the city was like,
You gotta have a
you got to have a name for your restaurant.
Okay.
And we're like, we don't have a name for our restaurant. They just give us money. We give them food. They're like, no, you got to have a name. We got to regulate you
There it
somehow.
is.
Okay, fine. We're the No Name Fish Restaurant.
Maybe that's why the Barking Crab is called the Barking Crab.
Yeah. So who knows?
Boston, it has a little bit of a, just a little rebellious
Don't tell us
streak.
what to do.
So,
Yeah, Boston, you don't tell us what to do.
Just a
I
little
bet
bit
you
of
the
Boston living in
I
there.
bet you the history of legal seafood and why it's called that is interesting.
Yeah. We went to a place out there called Reno's Place. I saw it on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. We waited 3 hours. But so after it went on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, they got so busy that someone bought the property across the street, built a bar.
Just people to hang
So
out.
people could take their little buzzer thing, sit at the bar across the street, watch the Sox game or Patriots or whatever,
Wow.
hang out and drink for 2-3 hours.
Wow.
Your buzzer goes off, they go over and eat. So that's what we did. We watched an entire Red Sox game.
Yeah.
Like the last pitch happened and our buzzer went off.
Wow.
It was crazy. But this was top 2 or 3 food I've ever eaten in my life. It was, they had lobster ravioli. I lost my marbles. And then there's like this prosciutto wrapped asparagus stuff with like seafood dust or something they called it.
Seafood dust.
Dude, this was a meal I will never forget as long as I live.
I think it's our lack of available seafood that does that to me. Usually it's seafood related when I have something that is just something I know I can't have anywhere else.
Oh, yeah.
I know I can go get a great steak within an hour from here.
Yep.
Getting a great steak on the coasts it's a great steak. When you can get seafood on the coasts, that's
Change your life.
oh man. Oh,
That's one thing we
man.
got on him though, isn't it? When Derek comes back, he's like, man, you can't get beef like this out in Boston.
Yeah.
It's for the price and for the quality. It's just unbeatable.
Yeah.
Yep. You got some more questions, buddy? I feel like I'm
Man,
hogging it.
legal seafood was made like it's just got such a memory in my brain.
We're still on legal
I'm like,
seafood.
ooh, but it was one of the coldest weeks of my life when we flew in there.
I imagine those nor'easters out there.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
man, it was so cold. I think there's a Marriott down on the Long Wharf we stayed at, and you didn't go outside because it was so cold.
Yeah.
And we just got in a little car and drove a little bit, and that was
Dave was, what was your job title?
I was an athletic trainer.
Oh, that's it's just as simple as that?
Yes,
I don't know if
that's
you're
the
like
job title.
director of like sports physics or something
No.
for
I was
Colorado
involved,
State.
If I want to be fancy, I can say I was in sports medicine.
Muscular engineering.
Because then people sometimes,
Bang.
they might assume that you're smarter than you are when you have medicine in your title.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Athletic trainer.
Yeah. What was the best way for you to find, and I know you're involved in a church there. It's where you met your wife.
Yep.
Finding community here is, I'm not saying it's easy, but I feel like if you just put in a little effort, it's not hard here. Now you can be nitpicky about the best ones once you get to know people and meet people. But was it hard for you to find community out there to feel like I got a group of people here I can lean on, especially it can be really lonely in a big city when you're coming from Alta, Iowa to Boston.
So I'm going to do pros and cons.
Bring it.
Let's
go,
do
baby.
this. I love this. I love this.
So if you're in Alta and you're willing to work with people and compromise a little bit, then you can find lifelong friends fairly easily. But if you're an outcast and you're not in the mainstream, it can be very difficult here. I think in Boston, there's much more space for outcasts to be themselves
Oh, okay.
and still
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
get along fine, right? So I think that leads to a migration of outcasts to the city.
Sure.
But it's good there because number one, you can probably find somebody like you because it's so big. They're out there. But number two, more acceptance of just different views, and we're still going to get along.
Yeah.
And I would say, for me, Harvard's very much a bubble. It's a very different place from Boston at large. And within the bubble of Harvard, I think it's cool because I'm meeting this guy from Catalonia, right? And I don't even know what that is, right? And I can just say,
Catalonia.
what is that?
Sounds like they have good spaghetti.
Right. And you can say like, is that next to Spain? And they won't be too offended.
Yeah,
They have
there you go.
they have some history there.
Okay.
And just such an interesting person, right? Full of character, full of different experiences, and people loved my farm stories at Harvard, and I threw them out all the time.
Heck yeah, buddy. We were making content before it was cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Harvard content.
Yeah.
Fall through a trap door in your in your barn or something, get lost in a pile of corn, love that stuff, eat it up.
Yeah.
If you want to be cool, that's how you do it.
There you go.
At least I think so. But everybody had their own stories. So it would be like, when I grew up, I had to literally walk down to the river with a bucket 3 miles away, get water for my village and bring it back to my village.
Yeah.
I'm like, geez, that's an actual experience that you had. And how did that affect you? And you learn such different people. So it's very, very cool.
Yeah. Wow, that's wild. How do people in Boston, and maybe you just kind of answered it a little because they thought the farm stories were cool. So a thing Dave and I have talked about, and we're kind of trying to shed light on, is there's a lot of opportunity here, or there's opportunity to create your own opportunity here. But how do people, and so we're trying to shed a light like, hey, rural America can be really cool. There's a lot of cool jobs you can do here, or create your jobs.
Yep.
How do people out there, and I'm sure you've talked to a lot of people, how do they view work here? And are they like, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff there? Or is it like, oh, they're a flyover state, they don't know anything?
Total misunderstandings all around, I would say. On the people in Boston tend to look at Midwestern states and think there are no jobs. There's no opportunity there.
Okay.
And I think it's so much easier to make it here at a basic level. And people are really missing out. A lot of people in the city would really be well served to move to the country, start again.
Yeah.
And it's just so much easier to get your basic needs met here. And then on our side here, it's hard to understand just how hard it is to make it in the city. And I think a lot of policies or rules or whatever that people out here think that doesn't make any sense. Well, you haven't experienced how impossible it is to get a house in Boston or things like that.
Yeah.
And how you can be 65 and still be like, I just wish I could buy my first home.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, you don't think. I mean, I guess real estate is one of the first things you think of. I suppose. Yeah, we probably, us Midwesterners, I think we tend to say, well, just work harder.
Right.
Just keep working, get another job, do this and that. But you can never catch up.
I can work 50-hour weeks every week and still never afford a starter home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that seems to be getting further out of reach.
Yes.
The longer we go into this, which I find kind of fascinating as a society. I think there's a lot of things at play there, but what do you do now? What's your profession on?
I am working at a law firm and I'm doing AI adoption for the law firm.
All right.
He's in the AI industry, baby.
All right. So brief synopsis.
You take evil plus evil.
Yeah, and then you make good.
Mix it. Yes. They cancel each other out.
It can only be good. It can only be good, everybody. Okay, so AI adoption. So they look at you and they say, okay, streamline this. How can we do this the fastest or the best?
So I'm writing a brief. I'm doing legal research. How can I use AI to help me do that task?
Okay. All right.
But for the most part, it's not taking any jobs yet in the legal world.
Sure.
But I'm sure it will soon.
Yeah, it's learning.
Yeah.
It's learning. All right. Yeah. So you've got, you're at a law firm in downtown Boston.
Yep.
All right. So you want to be within, what's a reasonable distance to your law firm to where you want to live?
Right. So most people are used to commuting at least half an hour, 45 minutes there and back.
All right. So if you want to buy a house within 45 minutes of your law firm, how much is it going to cost?
A lot.
It started $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I'm just like trying to wrap my mind. I sold real estate for 5 years in Colorado. And so in my head, I'm like, all right, so let's crunch the numbers. You got to start making X dollars.
Right. Well, my parents' house would be $2 million probably.
Yeah. Wow.
When you and Megan bought your house, didn't you say that you had to offer over asking price?
Yes.
Because like people are like, it's so scarce that when you can finally afford it, you're like, we got to have it.
Yeah.
So people are paying over asking price.
Yeah.
You have to beat 50 other bids.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a wild deal.
Yeah.
And obviously our ability to make better wages is not increasing fast enough. Do you think that the consolidation of people in the cities, meaning you've got a lot of people serving a lot of other people, but like you said here, it's easier probably to make it in terms of your basic needs and opportunities. Are there people there that you're like, man, if you belong in rural America because what you do could also be done in rural America and you could go buy that house or you could go start that business or you could go do that thing.
Yep. But there's two problems. So number one, you get locked in because that's where your family is.
Sure.
Right. So let's say couple generations back, you've got a dreamer that wants to make it rich and they move in and they get a good job. All those descendants are not necessarily going to have those top end jobs.
Yeah.
Right. And I worry about that, right? Like my kids might not have as much money as I do and not be able to live in Boston and have to move out.
Right.
But so you get stuck with your family. But you also just get a lot of dreamers.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people that think economic opportunity is here. That's the narrative I've been sold.
In the city.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And there is no economic opportunity for me out in rural America.
Right.
And I think many people would be shocked by how much people out here make and how well people are doing.
Yeah.
And just the career opportunities, right?
Sure.
Well, even if like someone could find a job in Des Moines, Kansas City, something like that, and that, $1.2 million house becomes $650,000.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, then
That's right.
then it becomes affordable.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I'm not saying it's automatically super easy
No, yeah,
to
it's
make
still
it
gonna
out
be
here.
tough.
It's still going to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe a slightly more opportunity
Yeah.
potentially.
But easier.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy.
I find the adoption of like AI and tech and how that's going to change our wage growth potential to be, that's something that I think some people are talking about. They're saying, well, we're going to lose jobs, we're going to gain jobs. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit of that. But just in terms of like the capacity to earn and our brain's capacity to do complex tasks, to still create jobs that are super valuable, and then also jobs that aren't as valuable, and the scale in between there, rather than there just being a hunk of people kind of at the bottom.
Yeah.
I find that interesting, and wage is going to go with that. Wage will go with that. And so what happens to those $2 million homes in 60 years from now?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's going to be able to afford it.
Yeah. I think from where I sit in the industry, I think there's a lot of good opportunities and a lot of good that AI can do.
Yeah.
And then you really have to worry about the macro effects.
Yeah.
So it's hard to speculate, but
Yeah.
I think it could be something that we'll very much need to address with consolidation of power, consolidation of wealth.
Yeah. Interesting.
Fascinating world, man.
That is,
I
dude.
don't really know much about.
I'm probably not going to either until
Yeah.
it slaps you in the face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to learn AI to feed cows someday, Derek?
Digital cows,
Okay, fair. It'll be like NFT cows.
NFT cows.
How do you eat a digital
Nifty
cow?
cows.
How do you eat a digital cow?
Well,
Probably-
you'll be digital. I'm just kidding.
3D print the meat.
3D print the meat, Josiah says.
this is like the Matrix.
Yeah.
We're all going to be laying in a
man.
little puddle and
Yeah.
just dreaming.
Yeah.
I want to finish with a crazy farm story, because share a little bit with people how us rural Americans like to have fun. But before I get into that, I just wanted to make sure, did you have any more questions?
Oh no,
Boston life,
I mean,
city life. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I'm going to kick myself for not asking.
I think there's so many vast differences, but I think we can all just agree that there's a lot of misconception, both from the rural side to the city and the city to the rural life, and that there probably could be amazing collaborations between the two areas.
Yeah.
To better both city folk and rural folk.
Yeah.
Folk. And
Us folk.
I think we honestly should consider that sort of stuff and how that can help us. Because I mean, I'm sure there are ways that the ground that we are sitting on and farming can make us a lot more money.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are opportunities for people in the city where they could make a lot more money doing other things too. And so, and it's not just about money, but all sorts of different things.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's just kind of what we were talking about.
Yeah, got to stay creative.
Yeah. I think we do need to work together more and not let fear drive us apart.
Yeah.
And
I can see that.
think our society is
Yeah.
getting more and more afraid of each other.
Yeah, which splits us into groups further and further apart.
And we're not really that different under the hood.
Yeah. I do remember one thing I wanted to ask. You are a man of great faith. I've always admired that about you. Did that help you in the transition to Boston life? Are you ridiculed for it, seen as a weirdo about it? Is it pretty like, with Harvard being so diverse and maybe a city being so diverse, are you pretty accepted as it, or did you not talk about it, or do people at Harvard care?
So when I was a student, number one, I think it's changed since I was a student, but I was pretty well accepted. Yeah. There's plenty of faithful people of all faiths, and you'd get along pretty well. There was a couple professors who were very explicitly anti-Christian. I had a couple interesting experiences with professors, but not with the students. And I'd say it's probably worse now than it was when I was a student. However, God is active everywhere, and there's a very active faith community. And I think a lot of times people look at Massachusetts and it's called the frozen chosen. So,
really?
Yeah. So there's just like this couple few people of faith. That's not accurate. There's a very active faith community.
Okay.
And God is working in Massachusetts. He's working in Iowa.
You bet.
That gives me great hope. You know, you read, because we just read a lot and you hear about a lot about, especially with the Harvard conversations that are going on.
Oh man, yeah.
There's just so much noise, and none of that is really helpful to anybody out here. This doesn't do me any good, you know. And we want to know, like, what's Harvard really about? How is it helping be productive to our society and creating great people, rather than just talking about the crazy stuff that's going on there too. So yeah, that's good to know. It's good to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's a lot of industry who's probably leaning on Ivy League schools, Stanford, you know, other prestigious universities. Like, hey, we need them to help us keep this infrastructure and stuff rolling.
Yeah.
And obviously you need people of all walks of life, and they need us farmers and stuff too. But if you start pulling them away and distracting them from their studies and things that, you know, help them focus on just having a happier life and making them a better student, then you all of a sudden start hurting our country and our society.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That all made sense in my head. I don't know if it made sense to you guys.
I think so. I'll listen to it again later and see what I thought of it.
I have an epic story with Derek involving a four-wheeler accident. So
these a lot of times don't end well.
Yeah. Did you tell this story a lot out in Boston?
Yeah.
Okay.
They thought I was an idiot.
Yeah. Well, everyone thought we were idiots, but we were having fun being idiots. So rural America, what do we have to do? We have to make our own fun a lot of times.
Yes.
We can't walk down the street to the lake to go fishing if we don't live in a lake town or the bowling alley or the arcade or whatever it might be. So we have our own fun. You know, a lot of farmers have four-wheelers.
Yes.
So when we were maybe, I don't know, 6th, 7th grade, we created a game called four-wheeler tag. One kid drives a four-wheeler. All the other friends are on foot, literally just chasing the friend on the four-wheeler around the farm, hiding behind trees, trying to jump out and tag the four-wheeler. Because if you tag the four-wheeler, you get to be the next one to drive the four-wheeler.
Nobody gets run over in this game ever.
We played this at least once without any serious injuries.
At least once. Good.
So we're like
you're 50-50 on serious injuries.
Yeah. And so everyone wants to be the one riding the four-wheeler. So we're playing one day at my house. This is the summer after we graduated high school. And we're getting ready to have a poker night. And we're like, well, we're waiting for some friends to show up. Let's bust out the four-wheeler, play some four-wheeler tag. My four-wheeler at my farm. So I guess I'm completely liable in this situation.
I was about to say, this is I think the second episode in a row we've talked about your dad not having a good enough umbrella policy for whatever happened.
So our buddy Tom is on the four-wheeler driving it, and Derek wants to get on. He wants to drive that four-wheeler. So my buddy Tom pulls out of our far north farm lane onto the road. Well, Derek's in our middle lane, sees it happen, runs out into the highway. Derek's like, I've got him. I'm going to cut him off. I'm going to tag him. I'll jump out of the way, tag him. I'll get to drive the four-wheeler. Tom sees him, and Tom just says, all right, I'm going to gun it. Surely he'll get out of the way. And Tom kind of drives left, and Derek drives left, and Derek zigs the exact same way that our buddy driving zags.
Oh my gosh.
Thinking he's going to get out of the way and tag him. Instead, they drive straight. He drives straight into Derek, going probably 30 miles per hour. I'm on our swing set, swinging, watching this. I was taking a break.
Yeah, hold on. It's your feeler. It's your four wheeler.
Yeah.
You're just swinging.
I was on
the
our swing set. I was taking a break. I was on our swing set, and
It's a lot of running.
dude, I'm telling you, I am not exaggerating. I thought Derek was dead. Tom hits him. His body like folds in half. His head shatters the headlight of the four wheeler, and then like stiff as a board, like when your body goes like stiff.
Yeah.
He goes like like head over heels in midair, like onto the pavement. And so I go sprinting up on. I mean, it was a loud thump too. I go sprinting up onto the highway, thinking this is bad. Derek miraculously stands up. I'm like, yes, he's alive. He stands up, and then he like takes a deep breath, and everyone's like, are you okay? He's like, I think I'm okay. And he like starts turning white as a ghost, pale.
No. Yeah.
And we start looking, he's got blood coming from his head. There's
man.
blood coming from his hand.
Oh, man.
He goes, I just need to like sit down for a minute. I need to get rid of this blood. He goes into my mom's house, starts looking for towels, wiping blood all over the cupboards. I'm like, Derek, just stop. I will get you a towel. Stop trying to find things. You're not right now. And Tom, who hit him, feels terrible. I mean, he has so much guilt overcoming him. He feels so bad about what he did. And so Derek has to end up going to the hospital. Got stitches in your head.
Yeah, and my hand.
And your hand. You should have seen this man's hand.
They had to repair the bones in my thumb.
Yeah, he has a screw in his hand, I think, right?
Seriously.
You have a screw in there. This man's hand, you know, like when you blow up a doctor's glove?
Yeah.
That's what his hand looked like.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy. Ends up being okay. Didn't
ding the brain.
Didn't ding the brain. Still graduated from Harvard.
Oh,
Tom,
man.
the friend who hit him, actually drove him to the ER. Then Tom was a little shook up. So then my mom went to the ER to comfort both of them. I had to call Derek's mom and be like, all right, Beth, Derek's okay, but he is in the hospital. And I'm like, I hate making this phone call. We're the worst people of all time. And so then she goes over, and everything turned out okay. But it was a wild thing to witness. Watching your friend get smoked by a four-wheeler. But like I said, you wanted to be the one driving that four-wheeler.
Yeah, man.
So out here we have the value of you never be a burden on other people, right?
Yeah.
And if you can take that to an extreme where it's kind of unhealthy.
Yeah.
So my first instinct every time getting injured is I just get me out of the way. I don't want to bother anybody.
Yeah.
Go fix it yourself. I got bit by a dog recently out in Boston. This lady's dog is biting me, and the lady is like, "Oh, my precious little doggies! They never do this to anybody." You know, I'm like, well,
pretty good.
Maybe pull the leash on the dogs then, and maybe they would stop by. But after they bit me, my reaction is like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm just gonna go clean it up."
I was mad. I was mad at him.
Oh man, I would be so.
I was mad at him for how he
irate.
reacted.
I'd
I
be
was mad
so
at the lady,
irate.
and then I was mad at him.
Just an automatic reaction of,
Yeah.
don't burden anybody.
Oh man.
It's the Midwest in us.
Yeah.
Midwest nice.
What's hilarious is he's telling this story. Derek calls from the hospital, says, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I probably ruined poker night." I'm like, Derek, we're not worried about that right now. We're worried about you. He's apologizing for ruining card night. My dad comes home. I tell him what happens. My dad says, "Everybody go home. Cops are coming. Adam's going to prison. It's all over. He's going to jail. He's out here with his four-wheeler trying to kill people." My dad's like making the situation 10 times worse.
I'm never going to see him again. He's going to be in jail forever.
It was a wild, funny thing. About 2 weeks later, your hand was swollen for a long time.
It was huge, like 3-4 times as big as a normal hand.
So like 2 weeks later, we go to a Sioux City Explorers baseball game as a baseball team after the season, a little party. We're sitting down in the bullpen in left field, and I'm turned talking to someone behind me, and you hear the crack of the bat.
Someone hits a dinger.
And all of a sudden you hear, "Heads up, look out." And I turn, and this ball line drive is coming for my face. Out of nowhere, I see this gigantic Andre the Giant hand go up. The baseball hits Derek's hand like right here in front of my face. His fat, swollen four-wheeler hand saved me from getting probably reconstructive surgery. It was the craziest thing. I was like, you know what? Maybe God had a plan. And I was like,
otherwise that hand just wouldn't have.
and you said like, I don't think it really hurt you that bad.
No, it was fine. It ricocheted off.
But it was like slow motion, like blocking my face.
The giant hand.
Anyway,
I was playing poker like 4 days later with Aaron Hansen, and whenever I made a bet,
he has no idea who he is.
yeah,
It doesn't matter.
whenever I made a bet, I would make sure to place the bet with the monster hand.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, geez, I fold.
People were like creeped out by his weird looking hand. It was so swollen. Oh man, that is a story that lives in lore among our people in Alta. When Derek almost got killed in the 4-wheeler.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, you gotta make your own fun in rural America.
Made it.
You made it out.
Well, that was a great episode, Derek. I hope you had fun.
I did.
Thanks for coming.
I was so pumped that you agreed to do this because when you came back for a reunion, I was like, man, this is like the perfect guest for our pod.
Yeah.
He's a city kid now, but he's from a rural America, farm kid. He's got it all.
Yeah.
Stuff. So I hope people enjoyed listening and tell your friends, share, spread the news. Let's show people that rural America and the city can kind of blend together. Yeah. Right. We can just be a fancy people.
More DP spotlights
Yeah.
are going to have more people talking to each other.
And now I need to go visit Derek and go to Legal Seafood.
Yes, you do.
Because this sounds amazing.
Oh, you do.
Should we go together? Should we go on an excellent adventure?
I've always wanted to go back to the Northeast for, the fall colors and go drive up the East Coast.
Oh, yeah.
But usually I'm in a combine then and it doesn't work very well.
No, not great.
But you need to go do the Legal Seafood.
AI
thing.
combining. And then we'll go to
What happens
Legal
when
Seafood.
what happens with AI combining if the combine breaks? Has anybody figured that out yet?
I don't know. Hopefully someone like Derek can fix it.
Self-driving is not there yet.
There we go. All right.
All right.
We're good till I'm out of farming.
All right. Thank you for listening, people, and we'll see you next time for another excellent adventure.